At 6, students heading back to school between now and Monday, they might be learning an entirely new approach to Black history.
You may have heard concerns about lessons claiming that enslaved people benefited from slavery, but some historians are concerned about more than just that.
Jessica Clark is on your side tonight. She's joining us live with a deeper look. She's joining us live in the newsroom tonight with a deeper look at what the new lessons include and just what they leave out.
Right. Well, I interviewed a local college history professor about the new Black history standards, and he mentioned things to me that made me go, wait a second, does the new curriculum really say that? And this is what I found. Florida's history is rich and sometimes unpleasant.
I think it's really important.
Dr. Michael Butler is a Flagler College professor who has gone through Florida's new African American history standards, which some say whitewash a difficult topic. He wrote a book about the life after racial integration and says Florida led the nation in per capita lynchings for 50 years between 1880 and 1930. But the word lynching is mentioned just once in the new 200-page curriculum. Butler also pointed to a lesson that teaches, quote, a responsible citizen is a person who obeys laws, and an irresponsible citizen is someone who breaks laws. Yet civil rights icons Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Rosa Parks were arrested for their peaceful protest, and enslaved people who fled to freedom were breaking the law.
And I don't want to say that all teachers are concerned about this, but for those who really want to teach history honestly, they are finding it more and more difficult to do that because of external circumstances.
One element of the new state standards includes teaching that some Black people benefited from slavery. After that lesson was criticized, state officials and two of the people who created the curriculum sent us a list of 16 examples. But one of the 16 was Betty Washington Lewis, a white slave owner, and another was John Henry.
John Henry said to the captain.
John Henry is the hero of a folk ballad, but even the National Park Service says his story is more legend than history. Still, the state says he benefited from being enslaved. Another was social activist Ned Cobb, who was never enslaved and was born after the Civil War.
Ned Cobb, for instance, was born in 1885.
In all, more than half of the people on the list were never enslaved at all. This past weekend, Governor Ron DeSantis defended the curriculum to NBC News Sunday, saying the standards are not political. Also, Florida's Commissioner of Education defending the new African American history standards, saying Florida is focused on teaching true and accurate African American history. Live in the newsroom, Jessica Clark, First Coast News on your side.